Hey guys, Blackout Bill here. Gonna quick test Luke here, see if she runs right after my quick repair.
That as a smoke machine for Halloween.
Good. Burning a lot of oil, I'm not sure why. Sucking all that smoke right into the motor. I need a fan. I want to buy a big fan.
You blow pretty good. Yeah. What is that adjustment you're doing?
Slow speed needle adjustment. So what'll happen is the air-fuel mixture is regulated. That might be why it's blowing so much smoke. Maybe we're running too rich, too much fuel's getting in the cylinder. So what will happen is you keep cutting the fuel off, air fuel's mixing, and then you keep cutting the fuel, it'll get less and less, the revs will come up higher, and then it'll start to sneeze. But look, the smoke's diminished. So I think I had it running way too rich. What it was. Revs went up a little bit more. A lot more, actually.
So you want it lower idle?
I like a low idle. Some people like a high idle. Gonna ask somebody, why won't it idle before my mark hits the 2 ticks? It's opening up when the mark hits the 2 ticks, so it's opening up at the right moment, but it wouldn't idle before that. I was gonna ask everybody, but I had a thought. Let me get the idle low and then mess with the mixture screw. So that's what I did. And you notice I was complaining about the smoke. It definitely was running way too rich because it's burning too much fuel. Now the smoke's diminished, the idle's a lot better. I can turn back that idle screw, and my marks are here and my roller's here. Making progress. Now it did just start to slow down a little bit. I want to dial this needle in a little bit more. I want to get it to sneeze so that I can know when to back off it. There's a low idle. Not too low. Okay, there she sneezed already. Let me up the idle a scotch. See if she starts in one pull. 3 pulls. But now that I got it dialed in a little bit more, now maybe I need to richen it up. Let's see what happens. Okay, she sneezed already. I think this is the spot. If you guys remember back when I first put this motor together, I was saying that the needle turns wasn't quite 1.5. It liked it in a certain spot. I think that may have been a mistake.
Probably wanted to get the middle finger.
Now we're going to get in there. Cool. I was just going to say, let me put it in gear first, make sure that's fast enough. That's not.
And then I go, well, you know, I had to get the shed going. So that put me on a halt for the boat. Your next excuse. When next time.
Low idle. Not bad. Not bad at all. I like it. in gear. I hate that. Yeah, I also have this gear problem. You have to hold it this way to keep it in gear. Before I get it back on the water, I have to figure out why it will not stay in gear. Bouncing off a gear. How do we get that to stay? Comment below. In the video yesterday, I was trying to explain it, how I think the motor was running excess really, really rich, and that's a good indication of that it definitely was. When you get a lot of black oil seeping out like the bottom of the leg, chances are it's burning a lot of excess oil, and it's just kind of dripping down. Depending on the motor, sometimes you'll get a little excess water in the barrel, but sometimes you get a lot of excess oil in the barrel you're testing it in. So that's a very good indication that I was running this thing rich as heck. Just wanted to see if my needle settings and if everything that I adjusted the other day are still kind of up to par. It's going to be like the final test barrel run for this motor, and then hopefully we'll get a nice day. We'll take her out. But I do have to figure out why it's jumping out of gear. 99% of the time it's the clutch dog, but I thought I looked at my clutch dog and I thought it was good. I really feel like it's this piece. I'll show you guys in a minute. Let's get it started. Idle screw, because that was the big test. I was upset because this roller, you know, it was opening right at the 2 marks like it's supposed to. It's opening right at the marks, but when there's no idle, when the motor's all the way to the right, it was literally at the marks to start with. So I didn't like that. So that's what made me believe I was running way too rich. So what we did was we turned the idle down to nothing, and then I readjusted the idle screw again, and this is where we're at. So we're choked. It should start. We'll play with it again. Sounds like it's already sneezing. Just fine, it's kind of cold out. Let it warm up first before we mess with the needle. That was the thing the other day too. It was smoking so much. Smoking a lot now too. Sounds like it's missing a little bit too. Do a cylinder drop test in a minute. I thought that wasn't too bad though. It does sound pretty good. It's actually idling quite nicely. Smoke is a lot better than it was, so. And actually, it's idling way down. This is what I wanted. I wanted to get the handle, so I'm not using the idle screw. I'm not using the idle screw to keep it running. You know, now I can turn the handle all the way down, and this is where it's supposed to be. Could still be running a bit rich. I want to get it to where I can keep the handle all the way in the stop screw and it doesn't stall. I want to have it so it only stalls when I hit the kill switch, which is basically right here. I got to keep in mind it's not in gear. When it's in gear, that's a different story too. Let's see if it stalls. Okay, it did, but it wanted to stay running. So we're gonna up that idle a little bit more. Put it back in neutral for now. Cool. Now, it is in gear, and it's not stalling. It wants to, though. Up the idle a little bit. And then let's just close the needle a little bit more. You know, so idle bumped up a little bit. That'll make it run a little less rich. Okay, there's my sneeze. Okay, so that's too much. All right, cool. Progress, baby. So I'm in gear. So I guess this is the spot right here. This is where it sneezed before. This piece here has a plastic round nub on it. My previous video of me running it, I was pointing out how it's got a big nub in it. And it won't, it's like in gear, but it bounces out. And I think that that's providing a little bit of play. Because I looked at the clutch dog was okay. But what we're gonna do is, there's no part number for this little plastic nub. You gotta buy the whole handle, which I do have one coming in the mail. So if that don't do it, most likely we'll probably just change the clutch dog anyway. But it's slipping out of gear ever so slightly, and it bounces. So the clutch dog could be worn a little, but I don't think so. There is an adjustment supposedly you can make on this handle. I could play with that. I could play with the nub. I could just do it right, get a new clutch dog, just to eliminate the problem. But this motor's ready for a water test. I just got to figure out why it's slipping out of gear. So we might take the lower unit apart on this again before we take her out. But Luke is running good. Very happy with it. Okay, boys and girls, so thanks for watching me dial in Luke. I think we got it running pristine right where we want it. We put our new rubber piece there. We're going to throw it back in the barrel and see if it skips out of gear. If it does, we may have to pop the lower unit off and take a look at that clutch dog. In the meantime, thanks for enduring me. Like, subscribe,
getting close to 2,000. We'll see you in the next video.